Ready, we ready, we ready for y'all. We ready, we ready, we ready.
Hey, welcome back, Helmet Heads. This is a special team show. Three brothers sitting around talking football, greatest sport on earth. We don't make the greatest picks. We're not the smartest bunch out there, but hopefully we can entertain you here for a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see later that you guys don't make the greatest picks. Mine were a bit better.
All right.
Just like I'm the best looking, I got the best picks, baby.
So thanks to those that are here. Thanks to those that are going to be listening. Otherwise, let's strap those helmets on and get this show started. All right. So up first, we had a Thursday night game. Detroit, Green Bay. Detroit 34, Green Bay 20. As you can see there on the screen, and for those not able to see it, just listening at home, all three of us picked Detroit, so Detroit across the board. Rob, I think you might have something to say about this game.
Yeah. Packers score 3 points on their first drive. Lions come in and score the next 27. Packers can't catch up. That's basically how it goes. 34-20. Packers just couldn't score the points.
Yeah, that game was all Detroit.
Yeah, it really was.
The whole first half.
Yeah, Detroit is really flexing some muscle out there right now. NFC North, look out. I see them in the playoffs, and I guess we'll see. What happens there. All right. So what we'll do is we'll slide on, and we'll get into our the recaps for our Thursday night parlay. Last week we threw some betting lines at you, and so we'll recap those and we'll tell you how we did. Hopefully nobody followed in our footsteps, and
because we all lost, baby.
You'll see why very shortly.
Yeah.
All right, Reg, you're up.
Detroit Lions got the win. Laporta did get over the receiving yards, and actually before the first touchdown, he had a huge catch and run, and I think he had the safety to beat, and he couldn't beat the safety. So he missed the first touchdown. It went to Amon-Ra St. Brown, but it was close. But didn't get there. Yeah, exactly the feeling.
All right, yeah, big fail on the second line there. All right, Rob, you're up.
Little one here took Jared Goff under passing yards, 249.5. He did hit the under. Took Jordan Love under 227.5 yards on the passing yards as well. Jordan Love unfortunately went over. I think he finished around 240 or so. And yeah, one under, one over. Let's look at next week.
Looks like a big loss to me. The fact that you lost with two legs on your parlay makes me want to laugh in your face. So yeah, you suck.
Yeah, the big plus 235.
That's a
pretty
fail.
Weak.
All right, I'm next up. I had Detroit to win, so we got that one. I had Laporta with the anytime touch, and you heard Reg's story there a minute ago. He had one to beat, and then I had Luke Musgrave, who's been playing really well up until that point, and I couldn't get him for over 39.5 yards. So I had the double fail. Oops. Let's go back there. I had the double fail on that one. So yeah, I extra suck. And so there.
That's no surprise.
No, that is what it is. Okay, moving on. So we're gonna keep moving along with the recap for last week. We've broken down all the games. Each of us has spent some time with each game or a certain number of games. So we'll have a chat, and we'll poke fun at the guys that maybe picked incorrectly.
Yeah, so we all missed out Atlanta, Jacksonville here, right? So Jacksonville 23, Atlanta 7, overseas, the early game for us. Both teams kind of looked lackluster coming into the week, and I just thought the Falcons had a better team here. Their offense looked very similar to last year, and it actually might be better if they had kept Mariota. Because Ritter,
Desmond Ritter,
whatever his name is, he's not looking that great. But Bijan is so much fun to watch. Bijan is he's a beautiful thing to watch. I look forward to seeing him in the years to come. Jags offense, though, they can't finish drives. So that score, even though it looks like kind of a blowout, I'm pretty sure there's only one offensive touchdown, and then they had a pick six or a fumble return for a touchdown. You'd think with like Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, Evan Engram, ETN, Trevor Lawrence, they could get more than one offensive TD. But and I think on the year they don't have many. I think they have like 4 offensive TDs or something like that on the year. So they're not looking too hot, even though they did get a big win overseas. That they a much needed win. But yeah,
that's fair. Of all things that you just said there, I can't believe you didn't mention the most important part, and that was the Toy Story. That was the Toy Story simulcast.
Oh yeah. You know what? I only saw one part of the Toy Story thing, and it was Bijan catching the ball and then doing a nasty juke.
And then is that where he cut across and went to the corner? Like,
yeah,
he ended up getting tackled. That's exactly when we were watching it too. It's hilarious. Anyway, it was fun to watch. I think we watched all of about 5 minutes of the Toy Story simulcast. The best part about it is Slinky Dog is the chain gang. So that was my favorite.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Rob? You got anything else there?
No. It wasn't really a good game. There was a couple big plays, but it was a typical London game for me. I got an earlier football though, so I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, we all talked shit against Jacksonville last week. We talked about how England was their home game, and they might. Well, either way, Atlanta's terrible. So that's really all it comes down to. All right. Next up. Oops. What did we do? What happened here? I clicked extra button.
You don't even
there
have
we
to
go.
move. Yeah, we're just sticking here.
There we go. All right. So I had Miami 20, Buffalo 48, Buffalo at home. Buffalo put a beating on Miami here, established themselves as the number 1 team in the AFC East, probably number 1 team in the AFC. They're on a collision course for probably the AFC Championship game at this point, as far as I'm concerned. Josh Allen lit the scoreboard up, 21 for 25, 320 with 4 TDs. He was putting balls wherever he felt like. It was pretty incredible to watch, actually. He also had a rushing TD. The safeties, we were worried about whether or not the safeties were going to be able to cover the Dolphins receivers. They played a cover 2 shell a lot of the day. And they pretty much did exactly what they needed to do, kind of laid out the script or the game plan for future teams to do it. The only problem is that you have to have 2 great safeties to be able to pull that off as well. So could be some tough sledding for any other teams that want to put the Dolphins in the hurt locker. I still think Dolphins are a solid team. I'm a big Mike McDaniel fan, and I just don't think that they're the caliber that the Bills are right now.
Big game in there. The big thing in this game for me, Bills had Josh Allen. Miami didn't have Josh Allen. That's it right there. That's the difference for me right there.
The X factor.
Yeah, for sure.
I was high on Miami.
Yeah,
I was high on Miami coming in. I didn't get to watch the game, but it seemed like every time I checked the score, it was more points for Buffalo. I don't even know if they punted the ball all day. So, yeah, it was a beating, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely a beating. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So Minnesota 21, Carolina 13. So this is a big first win for the Vikings on the road. The only thing good for the Panthers was the big 99-yard pick six. It was an out route. I think he was thrown to KJ Osborne. And yeah, other than that, they picked up a couple field goals. So Vikings, as far as the Vikings go, they need to start converting third downs. At the end of the day, I think they're 1 for 8, which you can't win games on, third down conversions like that. And the coach needs to figure out a way, or the defense needs to figure out a way to get off the field. They only gave up 2 field goals, but the Panthers had 40 minutes time of possession in that game, or nearly 40 minutes time of possession. But the Panthers really do look like an 0-4 team. They're not good. This score probably should have been 21 or 28-6 kind of thing, other than that pick six. And I don't think the Panthers are going to see a win until probably week 9 against the Bears. So, yeah,
the Bears.
Yeah, exactly. So.
All right, you got anything, Rob?
Minnesota desperately needed a win to keep up in the NFC North, and they got it against a team that they should beat. It's pretty status quo here for me.
Yeah, you got to beat the teams. You got to win the games you're supposed to win. They've had a couple of chances up to this point. They get this win. I probably would have liked a cleaner win on their part. That pick was pretty bad. I was probably screaming and yelling because anytime Kirk Cousins screws up, I like to celebrate. So that's
we both were.
Yeah, we were both screaming and yelling in the house. So
yeah. I mean, it was typical like out route. Someone else threw one in another game. The Browns guy, DTR. He did the exact same thing on the other side of the field, and it's just one of those out routes where the corner just sees it and jumps it, and it's just,
I think Danny Dimes threw one.
Maybe it was Monday Danny Dimes.
Yeah, it was really bad, really bad.
Yeah, there was one that I saw, and I was like, that's the same thing Cousins did earlier. So,
yeah, fair enough. Okay, all right, moving on. Denver, Chicago. Denver 31, Chicago 28.
Russell Wilson goes and hits 10 different pass catchers in this game. He has a good game. And you know what? It's a shootout. The Bears goes off in this game too, and Denver holds on. It was a surprisingly good game.
I'm shocked that Denver came back though, because
Chicago
I thought Chicago had 28 points by the second quarter or by half, and then they just didn't do anything for the rest of the game.
Russell Wilson took over. I think he finished like 21 for 28.
Chicago couldn't put up any more points in the
Chicago just
Fields ended up turning up the ball over at the end of the game, I think. When he needed to, when he needed the ball, he ended up turning it over.
Yeah, there was it was a game that, like you said, Chicago had, but they showed us why they're the worst team, I think, in the NFL.
Yeah. I had this was my bold prediction last week. I had Fields for 3 tuds, passing for 3 tuds. He threw for 4.
Mm-hmm.
I had him for a rush. He didn't get the rush, but I also had him for throwing over 300. He threw for like 400, I think. And,
I don't think he's had over 300 in his career. So it's actually crazy that this is the game you pick. I know that Denver's defense is a little not great, but that's a good bold prediction. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was kind of wild. Actually, it's funny because I drew it up on my my pick that morning. I tried to put in a bet, and I couldn't select a number of touchdowns for him, so I could select. So then I was like, I kind of gave up on it. Like I had Chicago to win and 300 yards on, and it was fine, but it sucks. Anyway, I was really excited. Every time he scored, Rob probably heard me up here screaming and yelling. I was like, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. It was great. I was really excited. So it would have been good either way. Oh well, moving along.
Yeah.
Baltimore, Cleveland, Baltimore 28, Cleveland 3. We all had Cleveland across the board here.
Yeah, Cleveland across the board. Their defense was looking amazing coming into the game. And you know what? The Ravens started the game off with 2 3-and-outs, and I was thinking, yep, here we go. It's going to be another Browns defense game. And I didn't realize when we made these picks, I didn't know Deshaun was going to be out. I wasn't too sure. I don't know when that news came in.
I think
wasn't
it came
following
after our
much.
picks.
Yeah, it must have come after our picks.
think it
So yeah, I was thinking another Browns defense game, but then Lamar took over. Like he threw for 2 and ran for 2 throughout the game, and two of those ended up to Mark Andrews, who seems to be like his target of choice again this year. So I mean, if you're a bettor, I'd be looking at Mark Andrews in the Ravens games. So even though Deshaun was out, I really do think that the offense looked pretty similar as it did, regardless with what's his name, Dorian Thompson Robinson.
Yeah, DTR.
I think DTR and Deshaun, both of them
Similar.
kind of ran the offense. Yeah, they run the offense pretty much the same.
Mhm.
DTR did make mistakes that Deshaun probably wouldn't have made. You know, I think he threw 2 interceptions and he had a fumble, or 3 interceptions, something along those lines. But the reality is their offense came with the ball well, and they need to figure it out fast, or the Ravens are probably going to run away with the AFC North. So,
Yeah, I I probably favor them there as well until Cincinnati smartens the hell up. I think the Ravens are there. Yeah, I don't have anything to say here. Cleveland, I thought their defense was stronger than that. I didn't think it was going to be a blowout. I actually thought this would have been a 5-point swing either way. Nothing crazy, but yeah, Baltimore showed up.
Yeah, I thought it would have been closer as well. And yeah, like we said, we made these picks earlier before Watson was out. I don't think it would have made much of a difference. Baltimore came and won that game.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, on to Pittsburgh at Houston. Pittsburgh 6, Houston 30. I tried to jump on the Pittsburgh wagon here. I really thought that we would get a Pittsburgh win. I won't ever do that again, unless they're playing the Bears later on the season.
or the Panthers.
Or the Panthers. We did, however, get to see good old Mitch back in the saddle. Good old Mitch Trubisky. I kind of thought when he came in the game that it was one of those moments where Trubisky comes in and he lights the scoreboard up, and then he didn't. He did absolutely the opposite of that. So I'm not sure where Pittsburgh's heading. I do like Kenny Pickett. I think maybe he's got some sophomore slump kind of going on right now. I hope the best for him. But on the flip side of things, CJ Stroud hasn't thrown an int yet since he started. D'Amico's got this team playing ball, and Damian Pierce, 24 carries, 81 yards. So their rushing game came alive. That's going to help out the young guy down the throughout the season, down the schedule, down the stretch there. And I think, Rob, you had a bold prediction in here, didn't you? I think this was
it was Nico Collins and
Nico for an anytime Tud and
the Houston win.
Yeah,
they came out. Just to add to this game, fire Matt Canada. That's it. That's what Pittsburgh needs to do. Get rid of him.
Yeah, blame Canada.
Yeah, we can blame Canada on that.
Yeah,
I want to mention that Stroud looks really good.
Really good.
Really good. Stud. He's a stud.
Yeah. Really, really good.
He's probably one of the best rookie or if not the best rookie quarterback, but there's one that's coming up in the next game that's pretty good too. So
yeah, we talked about Indianapolis. I won't get into that game yet, but we talked about how Indianapolis might be the strongest in the AFC South, or I did anyway. Mention them.
Me too. Yeah, I thought they were going to win it in that Houston game.
We'll see what happens, because Houston the last 2 weeks they've looked good. I thought the first one was kind of like get that first win out of the way, but last week looked like a total a team win, and so we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, because the week before they beat the Jaguars, and we've all been thinking the Jags didn't look great, but they put 37 points up on the Jags, and then whatever this one was, it was 30 points. So they're scoring pretty big. So.
Agreed. Okay. All right. Moving on. LA Rams 29, Indianapolis Colts 23. Rob took the Rams. Reg and I took the Colts. At the half, the Colts had no business being in this game. The Rams are putting the boots to them. I honestly thought that the Rams they could have put up a 40-50 burger if they'd kept going the way they were, and then Puka Nacua came alive. Not Puka Nacua. Sorry, the Colts came alive, scored some points in the second half there, and then put it into overtime. And Puka Nacua with the walk-off TD for the win. And then I don't know if anybody saw any of the videos, but he almost didn't make it back to the post-game huddle where he was given a game ball, which was freaking hilarious. He was too busy out signing autographs.
Oh yeah, that's his first TD too, I think.
It was his first TD,
which
yes,
is
it was.
crazy. But
Yeah.
This guy, so glad I picked him up in one of my fantasy leagues. I'm not too sure if it's our league or the other one I play in, but he's doing work for me.
Yeah, it looks like he might be, OROY. We'll talk about it next week. We'll talk about some way too early predictions for awards, but maybe an offensive rookie of the year there brewing. We'll see what happens.
I think we have someone claiming that CJ Stroud's the second best rookie quarterback. Richardson looks great for sure, but I don't know. We'll have to see if he can not get hurt.
Well, so
that would be a big thing.
I was going to wait until we got to the Washington game, and I was going to say I have a running bet on my own right now between Sam Howell and Anthony Richardson on who is going to die first. Because
less concussed.
Yeah, because Anthony Richardson runs like a very angry man and dives as much as he can, and I'm not sure what Sam Howell does, but he's out of control when he's running. So either way, Rob, you got anything on this game?
You know what? Anthony Richardson did this in college a lot. It's nothing new to him. For your bet, Sam Howell dies first. Yeah,
except for it's the NFL, and they hit a lot harder here, and they move a lot faster, and they come for violence. So I'm not really sure on that, but we'll see what happens.
And I got nothing really to add to this.
Okay. Fair enough. This Bucks Saints game, Bucks 26, Saints 9. I don't have a lot to say on this game. I'm not really a big fan of either team. This one's a difficult one for me to try to make my way through the game. Baker, however, as much as I hate to admit it, he's playing well. But otherwise, I don't. This NFC South, I don't know where it's going to end up. New Orleans. I thought, what's his face? Jameis was going to end up playing, and then Carr, came out on the field. So I was kind of interested to see if Jameis played and seeing what would happen.
Yeah, 400 yards, 4 TDs, 4 interceptions, kind of.
Yeah, well, maybe 7 interceptions. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
So
he got LASIK, guys. Less interceptions. Remember?
Oh, yeah, yeah. You got that too, right, Rob?
Yeah, I still throw a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty much all I got for this game, unfortunately.
It was my bold prediction.
This was your bold prediction? I thought your bold prediction.
Or sorry, this was your
lock.
Lone Wolf.
Oh.
I Lone Wolf this one, right?
Gotcha,
or whatever.
Yeah.
All I want to add to it is the Saints had 197 yards offensively total. All them weapons, 9 points, disgraceful game.
I think it's Derek Carr. Like he's not looking. I honestly thought when he left the Raiders, they were kind of making a mistake. Like I thought he was pretty good. I didn't think he was like a top, 8 to 10 quarterback, but I thought he was good enough to run that offense in I want to say Oakland, but you know, what with the Raiders. And then
Yeah.
I thought when he came to New Orleans, he'd actually do pretty good. But
He's about as good as Kirk Co. They're probably in the same.
definitely worse than Kirk Cousins.
They're probably in the same vein. Either way, yeah, this one's a snooze fest for me. So
Yeah,
I've got nothing
not
else
not
to
that
add.
exciting.
All right. Next up, Washington 31 at Philly 34. This was close.
Ooh.
Yeah, so Rob and I took Washington, Reg took Philadelphia. Rob and I thought it was going to come out, but it didn't. So, all right, who's got it?
That's me. We talked about this when we made these picks, that the Commanders have a very good run defense. They did slow down the run. AJ Brown, however, decided that he would just take over. He has a monster game, and they kick a 54-yard field goal to win. So a lot of helping hands.
Was it in overtime or was it?
Was,
It was in overtime.
Yeah, it was overtime. Yeah.
Yeah,
didn't-
Washington had every chance to win this game. They really did. Like they were there. So I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know if that speaks to Washington's ability or if it just continues with the Philadelphia struggles that I've been talking about for the last couple of weeks, where there's something just not right there. Like they're just not there yet.
You slow down the run. That's and then you make Jalen Hurts have to beat you with his arm, and I think that he, like many quarterbacks, do much better behind a good run game.
But didn't he beat them in the air? Like I thought last year he was okay. Like AJ Brown, like what did he get? I'm gonna pull up.
Yeah, all I meant was you're just looking to make the multi-dimensional quarterback one-dimensional. Don't let him beat you with both. Focus on something. Stopping the run is huge. Swift's been going off, and Jalen Hurts has been playing well, and you put it on his shoulders. And they had a rough running game, but they still got the win.
Yeah.
AJ Brown had 1,500 yards last year, just for reference. But yeah, I think it does get worse once you do make Jalen throw. But yeah, I think they are still probably the number 3 team in the NFC, right? Probably behind, I think, the 49ers and the Cowboys. So big game this week. Big game this week.
Okay.
All right, I got the next one as
All right.
well.
By the way, I picked Philadelphia. I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, you almost ended up losing that bet. Like
It was very close.
like,
yeah.
it could have been awesome that we were sitting here rubbing it in your face that we went out on Washington. Anyway. Brian Robinson, by the way, before you go, Rob, I know Brian Robinson's a beast. That guy is he's a dog. He runs hard. Anyway, all right, Rob, you're up.
No, sorry, you might as well do the scores like
Okay, so Cincinnati. So we got Cincinnati 3, visiting Tennessee at home 27. We had Reg and myself on Cincinnati. We thought this was the turnaround game for Joey B. And Rob had Tennessee. So it's all you.
This
Rob.
was my bold prediction as well. I said Joey B's turning around, 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Good joke. Good joke there. They couldn't even
Joke's
score a
on you.
touchdown. So
Look, Derrick Henry breaks 100 yards for the first, 100 yards rushing for the first time. He gets a TD on the ground, has a passing TD as well. Titans just get on his back and follow him. Cincinnati, though, they've been blown out twice. They've had 2 close games. Are we concerned? What's going on? What's,
yeah, I think the
They're
Bengals have
not-
played 2 good quarters of football.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was listening
Maybe
to-
4.
Kurt Warner somebody asked Kurt Warner about whether or not you rest Joey Burrow. And up to this point, I said, yes, absolutely you do. And then he was like, look, it's a calf injury. At some point you have to leave it up to the player, to the professional to say, no, like I can play this game. And when you've got somebody like that, with that ability, you want them to, you want them in the game. He doesn't think that the calf injury is something that's going to hurt him down the in the future. So I guess we'll see what happens. But yeah, there's something definitely wrong in Cincinnati. They're in a rough place right now.
But is this a Joey Burrow problem or is it just a Cincinnati problem. Because like I
Look,
mean,
they've lost 2 close games, right? They could be sitting with a much better record, but
yeah. Like,
Yeah,
I
but
don't think he
the
turned the
Cincinnati
ball
teams
over
of the
or
last 2
anything,
years, they
right?
closed those out, didn't they? Like we're talking like Vikings last year losing games by 3, by 2, by whatever. Like, yeah, I think that the Bengals, if they were as good as they have been, they would be closing these games out.
oh yeah, there's something has happened. There's a fallout there for a fall off.
Okay. Vegas. Las Vegas
Yeah.
Raiders, the Garoppolo-less Raiders against the LA Chargers, 17-24 Chargers, and
Yeah.
we pick Chargers across the board.
Everyone's got Chargers here, and this is big win for the Chargers to stay on track after they got the win against the Vikings last week. They definitely didn't want to be picking up another loss here. Huge game for Khalil Mack. He had 6 sacks. 6.
It's huge.
6
I
sacks.
I was watching the highlight, and it's just sack after sack after sack. That was crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Herbert looked pretty good. You know, he got in for I think 2 touchdowns on the ground, and he also got 1 in the air. I would say the one benefit for the Raiders though is the rookie. I believe he's a rookie, Aiden O'Connell. He looks pretty good for a rookie. You know, he
Yeah.
stayed in the pocket. He went through his progressions. He did have a few fumbles and like the late pick that ended the game.
Mhm.
That late pick that ended the game though, like I almost want to blame the coaching, right? They're first and goal on the 3 with 2 minutes left, with a chance to tie the game, and instead of giving it to the 2022 rushing leader Josh Jacobs, they decide to line up in shotgun and put it in the hands of the rookie quarterback. Like, there's a reason why
They don't even know
you
this
give the
guy's
ball
name.
to the best players on the field, and they should have just handed it off at least to try to get Josh Jacobs to get it into the end zone. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, Chargers looked pretty good coming back, and they needed this win. So
Yeah, for sure. Okay, Rob. Sorry, I don't know who this is. New England 3, Dallas
Yeah.
38.
Yeah,
Dallas
this
the
is
game.
yeah, big game, big bounce back for Dallas. They lost Cardinals something 24-16 or something last week. I forget what the score was. But this week they come back against the Patriots. I hate to say this because I'm probably the biggest Dak Prescott hater. He looked like a playoff caliber, championship game kind of quarterback. If they continue to play like this, I have a hard time not seeing them in the NFC Championship kind of game. Mac Jones gets benched too as well in this game. It was late in the third, and they bring in everyone's favorite backup, Bailey Zappi. And I think the first drive he came in, he aired the ball out, and I wonder if it's what New England needs. Like, if they just need someone to come in that's a little reckless and willing to toss the ball around, because New England, this has got to be one of their worst starts in a long time. So.
Yeah, it is. I think it's worst start in Belichick's career in New England. Last week I said Mac Jones played really well. I really enjoyed watching him. I thought he made great choices, great decisions, and then he came and laid an egg this week. So, you can go to hell, Mac Jones.
Yeah, I don't know. Mac Jones just seems, he kind of reminds me of like Baker when he was with the Browns. Like, sometimes he'll just win games, and it's like, wow, when he's on, he looks great.
Yeah,
but 70% of the time he's just not on, and you can't win like that. So.
Yeah, inconsistent. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. This is Bill Belichick's worst loss ever.
Oh, his worst loss ever, or is
38-35
game? Oh, really?
It's 38-3. Sorry. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Worst loss ever. Cowboys got 2 touchdowns directly off the turnovers. That definitely helps.
Yeah,
for sure.
And I think New England came out and scored. I think their 3 points was their first drive or their second drive. So it was like,
That's a long day.
I think they were the first. Yeah, I
It's
think
a
they were the
long
first on the
day.
board, and then it was just like 38 unanswered points. Like, that's rough. They got beat and beat hard.
Yeah, it's a long day. Okay. Arizona 16 at San Francisco 35. We picked San Francisco across the board. Good game played by the Niners. Brock played well, 20, I think he's 20 for 21. Christian McCaffrey, 4 touchdowns. Brandon Ayuk, you can see he's back in the in the lineup this week, catching balls. He's really stretching the field. He's playing well. He's probably playing under the radar right now. When I say under the radar, I mean he's not like Justin Jefferson, that kind of thing, but he might sneak up. He's getting close to a contract here. I think he's got next year left on his rookie contract, so he's probably putting some numbers on. But what I want to talk about here is Arizona in the second half. If they had played the game like they did in the second half, in the first half, so if they had put together a complete game, this could have been a different game. Arizona played really well. They in the second half, they drove 99 yards on the Niners defense. It's supposed to be, fantastic or whatever. The first Arizona scoring drive, there was like a converted fake punt and things like that to extend the drive, which that happens. But that 99-yarder, great defenses don't give up a 99-yard touchdown drive. And we're not talking about like 3 plays for 99 yards. We're talking they walked down the field and pounded the ball down.
Yeah, like
Niners,
a 15-play drive kind of thing.
Yeah, right down their throat. So that's something to be concerned about. One of the things, so obviously as a Niner fan, I watch pretty closely while I'm watching the games. One of the things that concerns me while I'm watching the game is linebacker Dre Greenlaw, fantastic linebacker. But if you ever catch a game, he's obviously is a little overshadowed by Fred Warner, arguably one of the best linebackers in the game. And but he takes some risky shots. He's a little aggressive, and I'm worried that he's cost us several yards in the past, and penalties and things like that. And I'm really worried to see that kind of behavior continues. So I hope that Shanahan gets a hold of that and can curb that behavior. So otherwise, Brock looks great. Kittle looked great. They, the offense looked really good. Other than like 3 drives, the defense looks solid. So the Niners, yes, I'm a fan, but they're the best team in the league right now.
Brock Purdy set some sort of record too, right? With his completion percentage, I think.
Yeah, it's the best ever for a 49er quarterback.
Yeah. I did look down at the score at one point. I didn't get to catch this game either. And I think it was 21-16, and I was thinking, oh shit, like Arizona might pull what they did against Dallas, and then it looked like San Fran just ran away with it after that. But
yeah, I think if you're watching the game, you realize that they just had to.
It wasn't as close.
It wasn't that close,
Yeah.
But it was, like I said, if they put that together in the first half, there was trouble to be had for sure.
Yeah, gotcha.
I've said this before. I don't know if I've said it on here. In my opinion, you can take the San Francisco 49ers offense and just slap the entire Pro Bowl offensive roster. That's how good that offense is in my eyes.
At least the special guys, right?
Yeah, the offensive linemen. I'm going to be honest. I don't know
There's
a whole lot about them.
Yeah.
And back on to the whole the excessive penalties on Greenlaw. I had Ndamukong Suh, man. I know how you feel.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Okay. All right, moving on. Kansas City 23, New York Jets 20. This was a runaway, and then all of a sudden it wasn't a runaway.
Yeah. Controversy. And again, people are up in arms with potential tampering. We'll talk about that a little bit here, but let's get. Here's the thing: the refs blow a play. They blow 2 penalties in one play. So a defensive pass rusher for the Jets is being held excessively the
For about
entire
12
time.
seconds.
Yeah. And then Mahomes throws a bomb downfield, and the flag on the defensive holding doesn't come out until an incompletion. So, people are wondering what's going on there. You missed one on the line, and then you threw a late flag on the backside. And then, of course, that gets them the first down. It leads them into, which is the next controversial thing in this game, the slide. Okay. A lot of people are upset that the Chiefs didn't cover the slide or didn't cover the spread with the slide. Look, the Jets have no timeouts. There's a minute and a half left. Patrick Mahomes gets the first down. He slides at the 2-yard line.
Yeah.
They don't have to play football at all.
Yeah, you can't be mad at that at all.
You know what?
No.
That's exactly what he's supposed
That's
to do.
football.
I
That's just smart
understand
football.
that you didn't get your cover, but look, guys, this is football.
Yeah,
Who checked? Did anybody check the script?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean that's probably had something to do with the non-call on the holding and the flag on the defensive player there. I
Yeah,
imagine that
it's-
has something to do with the script.
Yeah, you know what? But it's at the end of the game, and the holdings. We expect better out of the referees. You're professionals, just like these players.
Yeah, fair
Yeah.
enough.
I think they were up, what was it, 17-zip, and I was just like, oh, this game's. I guess one thing is if Zach Wilson plays like Zach Wilson played in the second quarter forward, like that 2-point conversion, right? That 2-point conversion was beautiful. Converting that, I mean, like the Jets might actually be able to string together some wins if he plays that way. But his first 3 or 4 drives, it was just like, oh, Zach Wilson, like, you look terrible. Yeah, I'm sure if you were on Twitter, they'd be like, bench this guy already. Like, put Aaron out there in the boot. Like, yeah.
Oh, he got some TV time. He was out there tossing passes.
Yeah.
My favorite meme from this from this game was what was it? It was the rest of the world trying to convince Swifties that Zach Wilson is the worst quarterback in the league and that Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. Because if you watch the second half, Zach Wilson did look like the best quarterback in the league, Mahomes. And Patrick Mahomes looked terrible.
We have an inexperienced viewer saying, "What about Taylor Swift putting football on the map?" I didn't know what it was until she started watching it. Yeah, we'll just leave that as it is. Hopefully, the whole Taylor Swift thing stops. I'm pretty sure Kansas City is traveling to Minnesota next week, and if Taylor Swift is there, I don't know what I'm gonna do because it seems like the Chiefs can't lose when she's there. So she's good luck charm.
Oh, this better not be a thing all year.
Well,
crazy. Even my wife who listens to the music with my daughters and things like that. She's like, why is this even a thing? Like, I want my football. I don't want my Taylor Swift, right?
Yeah,
I saw a funny meme, and it had a Kelsey jersey, so you could see the backs of the jerseys. Right?
Yeah.
So it had a Kelsey jersey, and then to the right of that, it had a Fletcher Cox jersey, and then it had a Jalen Hurts jersey, and then it had a DeAndre Swift jersey. Put it all together, folks. You can do it yourself. It was a good laugh, and internet wins again.
That's one for the internet for sure. Okay. All right, let's move this along. Seattle 24 in New York. So the New York teams lose 2 nights in a row. Basically, they're ready to shut the whole city down.
Yeah, shut down MetLife.
Pretty much, they're gonna rip down MetLife at this point, and they're ready to move on to like soccer or something,
or just Taylor Swift concerts,
or just Taylor Swift concerts. It was probably the only successful thing that happened at MetLife.
Yeah.
Seattle looked okay. Gino wasn't great in the air. It was just kind of all around kind of game. Who looked really bad were the Giants. They're
Again.
awful. They're awful. No Saquon, and they're really bad. And Danny Dimes, he looked terrible. So yeah, this is a tough game. If he gets 27 completions, 27 out of 34 attempts, right? He's only got 203 yards. He's dinking and dunking, and he still ended up with 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. So yeah, rough day. He was, however, their leading rusher that game. So there is that. But he's probably because he's running for his life.
Yeah, he's the only person I see trying on this offense right now. And you know what? Brian Daboll has to be in the hot seat at this point.
Coach of the year last year.
Coach of the year
Somehow
last year.
he won it over
but,
Shanahan.
You know what? He has to be on the hot seat here, or at least it's getting warm.
Yeah. I was still shocked that I know that the Giants, turnaround last year. Now that we're on this Dayball thing, I get it, all that kind of stuff, but how he beat Kyle Shanahan, how Shanahan hasn't won one in the last 3 years, I don't really understand yet. So the Dayball thing, and now watching that team just flutter like this is it's killing me. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's a funny color compared to that. That's beer, Mom. That's beer.
I think
okay.
Mike is drinking and podcasting. I think that's fine.
Yeah. So this one, if you want to know, I'm drinking Broadhead Amber Ale right now.
There we go.
Okay. All right. Moving along. Anybody else have anything for Seattle and the Giants?
No, the Giants, not good. Not good.
Yeah, I think I said Chicago's the worst team in the league. I think I'm going to go to a 1A and 1B here.
Don't forget Carolina.
Yeah.
See.
Yeah, I think you got Chicago, Carolina, then probably the Giants.
And if Cincinnati doesn't fix things, and Pittsburgh, they're probably 2A and 2B.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah. Pittsburgh's in there too.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh's just got to fire Matt Canada.
Yeah, fire Matt Canada and
fire Matt Canada.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, for the first time, I wonder if Mike Tomlin's, better than it, because last year he got over the 500, right?
Yeah, just at the end, 9-8.
Yeah, I think they were.
Yeah. So is this the year? Is this the year that Tomlin doesn't get his 500? Like what the hell is going on there?
I think this is the year. Look, if things don't turn around in Pittsburgh, either Dayball's gone, or sorry, not Dayball. Canada's gone, or Tomlin's gone. I think they're going to make Tomlin
gone before now.
I think they're going to make Tomlin fire him though. You want to stay? Tomlin's the better guy. Don't get me wrong, but
did Tomlin choose it? Is this Tomlin's guy? I don't know. I don't know the background on this one. I don't know if it's Tomlin's guy or not.
I think it is.
Yeah,
but
that's unfortunate.
Regardless, Matt Canada's got to go.
Yeah, for sure. There's got to be somebody in the college ranks that can come up. I heard maybe Dion's looking for a job. Anyway, okay. Moving on.
That's like Niner on Niner hate, isn't it?
What was that? Okay, so this is the way it looks. Big loser this week is myself. Reg came in with 11. Rob's got 10. I've got 9. So we're just going to keep a year to date at this point. I know we're starting a couple weeks late, but this is where we're sitting. And we'll keep this running total for the year so we can talk shit. And by the end, I'll be winning, and we'll probably come up with some ridiculous thing that the loser has to do. I would probably take suggestions if anybody's got anything they want to.
I was gonna say, let's see some suggestions.
Yeah, we like suggestions. So if you guys have any suggestions on what the loser should have to do,
on what Rob should have to do at the end, then
basically what Rob should have to do at the end, yeah, let us know. Okay. All right. We're on to week 5 preview. So that was a pretty extensive recap, which is great. Here we are for the week 5 preview. So your Thursday nighter is Chicago visiting Washington. We've picked Washington across the board here.
No surprise.
Yeah, I don't think there's a surprise here. Yeah. Rob, you got anything?
Washington's defense is too good. I think they're just going to slow down any rushing attack Chicago has. And Washington wins this at home. Good defensive effort.
Yeah, for sure. Reg?
No, I agree. Same thing. Like Chicago, they're just a bad team. Like I really think they're on track to be an 0-17 team at this rate. So, which will be the first in history, right? 0-17. I don't think we've ever had an 0-17. We've had 0-16.
No, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Washington for me is, if they were able to clean up their offensive line issues, they might be my favorite in this division. That's probably because I hate the Cowboys. But I like Washington. I like Sam Howell. I just don't want him to die. So
I've been a Washington fan for a while. I've thought that they've drafted well, brought in a lot of good young talent, and they were just waiting.
What's his name still there? Heineke? Is he backing up?
no, he was backing up. I just saw him the other day, and I was thinking, man, you should put a Heineke in. I can't remember who it was. I'll take a look. I'll figure it out. Okay, so with the Thursday night game, last week we brought you our parlay. So we are going to bust right into our parlay. So remember, vote at your own risk. We don't know anything that we're talking about here. We're probably going to lose you money, more specifically Rob. Yeah, so Reg, you're up.
Yeah, so Justin Fields coming off a 4 TD passing game. Come on, he's got to get one more. That's all we need from him. Get it to Cole Kmet. That's like his number one target.
It's his only target.
Yeah, well, there's the
Isn't
other
DJ
guy.
Moore there?
DJ
Moore's there,
Moore,
isn't he?
yeah. DJ Moore, yeah. And Brian Robinson getting into the end zone seems pretty standard.
Yeah.
Justin Fields under rushing. So he's only, I think, been over this rushing once this year. And as Rob said, like the defense, I think, will hold down. And they just, if they can contain him, I think this is a relatively decent parlay. So, yeah.
Relatively safe, sitting right around that 1,000 mark. So you make a little bit of money off this one. But
Yeah.
it
And
all
it's a no
depends on
sweater.
Justin
you know,
Fields.
So,
Yeah, it all depends on Justin Fields for sure. Okay, Rob, you're up.
Okay, I got Sam Howell on an anytime touchdown. DJ Moore over 48.5 receiving yards, and first half points over 22.5. Look, I don't like Thursday night betting on Thursday night games. I think Sam Howell sneaks one in from close. DJ Moore, it's his target. He's gonna be hitting them. And the first half points 22.5. Look, guys, score 13 and 10. Like, let's just get into the end zone a couple times. Come on. But there's really nothing to say.
Somebody's scoring 3 points here.
Oh yeah,
Somebody's
Yeah.
scoring 3 points in the first half.
It's just Thursday night
Yeah.
games are pretty.
it'll be 17-3 going into
Yeah,
the second half for sure.
Probably, yeah. Okay. And I've got the biggest bet line of the week. So I took an over for 44.5 because I feel like Washington's probably going to put a ton of points up on the board here. The Bears are going to lose a fumble because Justin Fields run around like a madman. Brian Robinson, he will put one in the end zone, I think. Or sorry, I took him on the over 63.5 rushing yards, which I think is pretty safe. And then I've got Jahan Dotson. He's at that Penn State Nittany Lion there. So I had to pick one up today, and we're going to get him with the anytime touchdowns. So I'm going to run this one. I feel like at 1,300, I feel like a couple of things go my way, and this is a good bet line.
Just for a little bit of clarity here, who is your favorite college football team?
Penn State.
Okay.
We are.
Yeah. Are you sure you could fit 4 fails on that thing
We'll
next week?
see. I'm trying.
Four
If I fit
fails.
four- if I fit 4, I'm going for 5 the following week. I'm gonna do a 5-legger and see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Back to NFL Week 5 preview. So we've got Jacksonville at Buffalo, which is actually at England. So Jacksonville's been there for the last almost 2 weeks. Buffalo is the quote unquote home team. However, Buffalo is the, as far as I'm concerned, the number 2 team in the league right now. They are playing at a level. Most importantly, their quarterback is playing at a level that's probably makes him number one as far as I'm concerned. So therefore, you'll see there in the corner, Buffalo will be my lock for the week. I think Buffalo comes away with this win, regardless of whether the fact there's more Jacksonville Jaguars jerseys in the stands or not.
I did not realize this was an overseas game, but doesn't change my pick at all. I think, Buffalo
think if
beats
anything,
the hell out of them.
Yeah, I think if anything, it plays better to Buffalo's game.
Is
You
this
think
their
so
first?
with Jacksonville sitting there? Jacksonville's been there for a week and a half.
Yeah.
Buffalo's gonna beat them down
Yeah.
on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Up next, Houston, Atlanta. Houston across the board. Reg.
Yeah, Houston lock. I'm locking it in on Houston. I think Atlanta has looked flat. Like their offense is not moving the ball. And I'm really on the CJ Stroud train. So
Yeah.
I think Houston has what it takes to beat Atlanta down and put up another, 28, 30 points kind of thing. And I don't know. I don't think I think it's going to be another year for Atlanta where they're scoring, 13 points, 16 points, stuff like that. And they just, every once in a while, they'll have a game where they break out, but I don't think it's this week. I think they, what's his name? Artie Smith with the mustache. I think he needs to figure some stuff out in Atlanta, but I don't think this is the week. I think Houston goes down south and,
Wasn't Kyle Pitts supposed to be the next best thing? Or
yeah,
what?
and Drake London and
Yeah.
And they got Bijan. Like these guys are all like Bijan.
Bijan's a
Beautiful.
badass.
Yeah, Bijan is great.
Yeah.
It's like watching a video game when that man
It
runs.
really is,
but,
yeah.
Houston's looking great. And their offense is clicking, so I can't
Yep.
see it going any other way.
Yeah.
You know what? Drake London came to the Falcons, and Kyle Pitts seemed to have disappeared. We were talking about where Taylor Heineke is. He is the backup quarterback at for the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, that's I saw him and I was like,
We could be seeing
Yeah,
some Taylor Heineke here.
yeah. I was like, man, this might be a chance, but put him in. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's where I saw him.
Yeah. So, and you know what? I don't think it's a bad idea. Look, Taylor Heineke hasn't been in the league a lot of years, but he's still got moxie. He's still got that grit that he can pass along. I think it would be wise to maybe sit the Rook down.
Hey, you know what? He's not Ritter was last year, right?
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? It was funny because Ritter was like the unknown quarterback out of that group. I was just like, who? Heineke is a badass. He was a badass in Washington, man. Like he pulled off some wins. I feel like Heineke's that guy that can come in and win you like 2 or 3 in a row, and then he'll probably lose you 5 in a row.
He's got some of that Fitz magic in him, or
Yeah,
something like that,
exactly.
you know?
Yeah. He's probably going to be the next Fitz for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Houston in this one too. Atlanta's terrible as far as I'm concerned. Houston, like I said earlier last week, I said Indianapolis might be the strongest team, but after watching Houston, we'll see how it plays out this week. But I think Houston is going to make a play for this, make a run for the strongest team in the AFC South.
Yeah, this could be a very telling week if with the Tennessee Indianapolis game too. If Tennessee keeps rolling, so
Yeah, I mean, and if Tennessee beats, and yeah, we'll get into that. But Houston, I mean, if they establish dominance in this Atlanta game, they might be there. They might be there. As the best in the South. Okay. All right. Yeah. Jeff's right. Yeah. Alone at the bottom. All right. No 1A, 1A.
Chicago is
Yeah.
bottom.
This is the number
bottom
2 at
says.
the bottom team
Yeah.
coming up here, I think.
Yeah. Okay. We got Carolina at Detroit. All right, Rob, you start us off here.
I'm going to keep picking Detroit until somebody shows me that they can slow them down. Detroit's defense is playing really well. There was a play last week there. Alim McNeil, one of our defensive tackles, he's been getting a little bit of heat. He started off a little slow. He took a block on at one point in the game. The left guard took him up, and then he kind of got slid over to the left tackle. And when that happened, McNeil ripped under, went in, got a sack, and he's been playing well recently, which is good. More help for Aiden Hutchinson. And you know what? If Aiden gets help on that defensive line, he's going to eat all day long.
Yeah, what's funny about Aiden Hutchinson, I was worried that he was going to come into the league. He's going to do all right his first year, and then he's going to kind of, burn out a little bit. Fizzle out, maybe not. And it doesn't seem like he is, which I'm. Plus, I like his personality. I like what he's got. So yeah, I hope for the best. Detroit, like I said, they're probably my top. Uh, they might be my top 2 team in the NFC right now. It's the type of ball they're playing that I'm attracted to. They're grinding out wins, right? They get up and they keep pushing and pushing and pushing. So I really enjoy watching them right now, and I think they pound the shit out of Carolina, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Carolina, they might be better off sitting Bryce Young and putting in with the Red Rocket, Andy Dalton. That was their best game against Seattle, right? They're not looking good. I feel like Bryce Young's throwing more interceptions than touchdowns. I don't actually have the stat lines, but Detroit should run away with this game pretty easily.
Being a lifetime Detroit Lions fan, I just want to put it out there. This is a game that Detroit sometimes does drop. This setup here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not going to bet on this game. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I was going to ask you when we got to this game, what is it like to finally be at the top of your division for once? Like, this is like uncharted territory for you, man.
Yeah, like for the next 4 games, you might be on top of the division. How's that feel?
They're
just fucking around.
Well, you know what? Look, my head coach starts every day.
Yeah.
And two shots of espresso in each one. You know what? That man's humming along all day long, and so's the Lions, and everybody else in the NFC North sucks.
I'm surprised you stopped at 2 espressos when in that whole quote from that what he does every morning, because there's so much more in that, Mrs. Campbell. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Look, it's nice. It's early in the year. You know what? Let's see what happens the rest of the year. But I like the way that they're playing, and I like the way that things are looking.
I feel like Lions fans right now are like, you're talking like I was watching Good Morning Football, and one of the guys on the TV, they're like, you look at Lions fans and they're like half excited, but they're unsure, right? They're like, I want to be really excited about this.
This is weird, yeah.
But it can go south, and the irony or the coincidence here is that Rob literally just said that this is a week where they can get beat, and that's pretty much the Lions in a nutshell, right? Like they're just, I don't know what this is to be here. So
yeah, this is definitely a game that, put it this way, if the Lions lose here, I'll go, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, moving on. Tennessee at Indianapolis. We took Indianapolis across the board here. Reg, you want to start?
Yeah, Tennessee looked good last week, but I'm high on Indianapolis. If Derrick Henry can get going, I can see Tennessee definitely picking up this game. But we've only seen that happen 1 out of the 4 games so far, and Indianapolis. Yeah, they've looked good. Anthony Richardson's looked good. The wideout Pittman. I mean, that's his name, Pittman Jr. He's looked great too. So, and I do think Indianapolis is the front runner for their division right now. So, I think they win a close game here. I don't think Indianapolis runs away with it. I think it's 4-point game, 3-point game kind of thing. And it'll be probably pretty low scoring, I would say. So,
yeah, fair enough. Rob?
Look, for the Titans to win this game, Derrick Henry needs to have another big game, and DeAndre Hopkins needs to score at least 2 touchdowns. You know what?
That means
Indianapolis.
Ryan Tannehill has to actually throw 2 accurate passes all
Ryan
day.
Tannehill's a piece of crap.
Look,
So,
Derrick
He's
Henry.
terrible. He's a
Derrick
terrible
Henry throws
quarterback.
touchdowns, boys. Okay, Derrick
That's
Henry
true.
throws
That's true.
dots. So, you know what? Indianapolis should win this game. It'll be a close one, I think. But I think there's going to be a lot of more smash mouth football, like anytime Tennessee's involved in a football game.
Yeah, there's a good chance. I know there's a division game. There's a good chance that Indianapolis literally blows the shit out of the water here with Tennessee. It could get ugly fast. If they get up fast and early, second quarter up by 17, 21,
Mhm.
it's a rout. Tennessee can't come back from that.
No, I agree. I don't think so either.
Okay.
JT fully participated in practice today too, I think.
There you go.
So
Yeah, but
that's
no, he's
something
not.
to keep.
No, he's not. He is holding it. I think I looked. He
Okay.
he
Yeah, well,
participated?
it says he was full practice today.
Oh shit.
Let's see. I gotta go.
See what
Yeah.
I thought I read.
Yeah,
earlier
Jonathan
that he's
Taylor
still holding it.
returns to practice as full participant. Shane Steichen won't rule him
Wow.
out as a running back for week 5. So
I
I'm
morning I
so
read
glad
something
I've
that
got him
said-
on my IR, and I think someone dropped him in.
somebody just dropped him. Yeah,
I
he's
think it
sitting in
was
the waiver.
Scott. Yeah, I think Scott just dropped him in our league. So I'm hoping my waiver wire is there.
Because I was reading it, and well, I'm pretty much at the bottom of the league. So between me and I forget who, but I'm at the bottom of the league right now. And but it said when I was reading up on it this morning that he was still holding out and he did not want to be a Colt.
That's
So-
what I heard too. I heard some ESPN reporter
Wow.
said something like that. Luke's got a good point here. You have a running back throwing touchdowns. It's probably not a good sign.
yeah, it's probably
So-
not. Yeah,
I
depending
never
on-
said it was a good thing, but what I'm saying is Tannehill doesn't have to throw them all.
it's true. It's
That's
true.
true.
Okay. Giants at Miami.
You might as well
Oh,
just skip
boy.
over this one.
Oh boy.
Holy.
Here's Rob's lock of the week.
Hold on, I'm just putting in my my waiver wire for Jonathan Taylor. Anyways, yeah, my lock of the week. Look, this is gonna be like you remember when you were in school and you're in grade 3 and a grade 6 kid wanted to beat you up. This is what this is gonna be. The grade 3
Yeah.
kid's gonna get his ass kicked. The grade 6 kid's gonna not even unpack his lunch. Okay.
Yeah. The grade 3 doesn't have a big brother to come save him. Is what
No,
you're saying.
no one's throwing a bike out on the street. All right, so here we go.
Big
Miami
brother
all day long.
Saquon can't even come and save the day.
I'll take a look at it, but I think that Miami might be the first team that will score 70 points twice in one season. So this is going to get ugly, and it's going to get ugly fast. It's too hot down there in Miami for these Giants guys, and
Yeah.
they are literally going to beat the shit out of them this week.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, the Saints at the Patriots. Two of us went with the Saints. Reg, after talking shit about the Patriots earlier tonight, he is he's
well,
going to take the Patriots.
I think it's a home game win here. I really think that's what it comes down to. I think both teams have been lackluster. Carr looked awful. New England, I wish, you know what, if they started Zappy, I would probably have this as my lock of the week. But I imagine they're going to be going back with Mac Jones, and I got to think that Belichick comes up with something to bounce back. Like this is just unheard of, and if you're losing at home again, it's not good. So
yeah.
I think Mac Jones is starting. I'm not too sure. I'll
Yeah.
take a quick look to see if I see.
Well, I think let's just talk hypotheticals right now. Do you think, Luke's asking us right now for those of the people that are listening? One of our listeners is asking if Mac Jones is going to start this game after the old yank. What do you think, Rob?
Look, when we were recapping the last week there in my notes here, I have written down, after Bill Belichick's biggest loss ever, is he done? I think this game's going to tell us if Bill Belichick comes out and wins this game in a Bill Belichick way, then he's not done. And you'll be able to tell if this was a Bill Belichick game plan or not. And I hope we do see it. I think he's still one of the most intelligent football minds ever to be involved in football.
Yep.
And I like. I want to see a bounce back game here from Belichick.
Just for the record, Belichick doesn't play.
Yes, I know.
So
Yeah, and you are on New Orleans as your pick.
I am on New
Yeah.
Orleans.
Okay.
New Orleans is the
Are you
more
drunk,
scoring
Rob?
team. No, they're better. But look, what I'm trying to get at is this game. I think is going to tell me if Bill Belichick's done or not.
Bill
Yeah.
Belichick was done last year.
Yeah, when Tom
So-
left, but that's
Exactly. So Mac Jones, yes, should start. Just to clarify, Luke was actually asking about Danny Jones. I don't think there's any risk that Daniel Jones doesn't start for the Giants in the
they're
previous
paying him
game.
like $50 million.
Yeah, he's going
gotta
to start that game. Like Rob said earlier, I think Daniel Jones right now is the only person trying around the Giants. So, but back to the Saints and the Patriots game. I like Mac Jones. I just don't think he's going to win this game. So I think this is a Saints walk.
I think both these teams came in as a like they came into the season pretty hopeful, and so far they're not looking that great. Like, you know, you get a big pickup with, I think it's a big pickup with Derek Carr
I agree.
in New Orleans, and you know, they've got weapons. They've got weapons there, and New England's kind of, you know, they're in a tough division, but I think they came in with, they picked up some pretty good defensive. They got some pretty good linebackers, I think, in the offseason.
Mhm.
I think, could be wrong, but like both these teams, you thought that, you know, they'd come back and be like in the 7-9 win. That's what I thought looking at it. And, you know, the start of their season, I'm not thinking it's going to end up that way.
Yeah,
So-
for sure. Yeah, yeah, I'm not going to dwell on this anymore. But
Yeah.
all right, Baltimore, Pittsburgh.
Another, yeah. Oh, never mind.
Are you ridiculous, Rob? Like this should have been a walk across the board.
I'm interested to see this one. I
Yep.
you know what? I
Oh,
didn't
you,
look
Rob.
at any of your guys' picks, so this is actually
I was the only one that knew all the picks.
he's
by the
gonna
way.
we're gonna talk about why Baltimore wins this game, and Rob's gonna argue. Oh, he's gonna say yeah, and then we'll say, you know, you picked Pittsburgh. You go, yeah, I know, I picked Pittsburgh.
All right, Rob, what do you got? Is it
Yeah,
a home?
let's
Is
hear
it
it,
a home
Rob.
team win? Is that what's going on here?
I didn't fire Matt Canada either.
They did not fire Matt Canada. No. Look, this is a game that Pittsburgh has to win early. This could be one of those games. If they lose it, you start to look, okay, where's the season sitting? Are we done? Pittsburgh has to win this game, and that's what it is. It's not so much Pittsburgh's better or Pittsburgh's at home. They
think
have
that this
to win
is their
this game.
season-defining game?
I think they have to win this game to at least stay relevant.
Yeah, I think if I don't know if you watched Lamar play last week, but Lamar played like a QB that should be getting paid as much as Lamar is getting paid. I don't even know how much he's getting paid, but I think he keeps that momentum rolling. And I know these games can be tight, but yeah, Pittsburgh can't do anything offensively, so I'm sure Baltimore can put up 17 points, and Pittsburgh will only put up 3, 6, something like that.
Yeah, right now it's saying Pickett could play against the Ravens. He's preparing for them, but nothing says that he's a for sure. That means that your second best is Mitch Trubisky, which I'm even more confident that the Baltimore Ravens will win this game if that's the case.
Agreed.
Okay, all right. Cincinnati at Arizona. Rob's got to get right with
Rob
Cincinnati.
again. All
You didn't take
right.
Cincinnati last week, did you? It was me and Reg last night, or last week.
Look, Cincinnati's too good to be this bad.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
what
my
we said.
last-
That's
we
what I
said that last week.
This is
and
my
then-
last week. I'm gonna ride this horse. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
on.
that's
I think Arizona's playing good football, and Dobbs is looking great. You know, Kyler can. I don't even know what's going on with Kyler, but they should roll
cares?
with Dobbs and
Hopefully he retires.
Cincinnati. Like, I feel like they're gonna be the worst in their division at this rate. So they that might be one of the biggest shockers if that ends up happening of the season, if they fall that flat. But Yeah, I can't ride with Cincinnati after last week.
Yeah,
No
there's
way.
a chance they like finish, third or fourth in the division. Like, what the hell? Right?
Yeah.
Like they're right now battling with Pittsburgh as the worst team in the AFC North.
Well, it's
Yeah.
2-2, 2-2, and 1-3.
No. I'm not talking about records. I'm talking about worst teams, like just overall worst teams. Like the Steelers right now and the Bengals, until they prove otherwise, are the worst teams in those two divisions or in that division.
In that division, for sure.
It
Yeah.
is definitely Cleveland and Baltimore right
As the
now. And
front
I don't
runner.
know that
Even though
I think
Cleveland just got
Baltimore-
spanked, but
I think Baltimore is the front runner, but Cleveland is number 2 as far as I'm concerned.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think that Arizona. What I watched Arizona on Sunday against the Niners, I think they got potential to do stuff.
and what they did against Dallas too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The problem is that teams aren't going to take them lightly anymore, right? They put up a big game against Dallas. They play well against the Niners, and now teams are going to be like, "Oh shit, we better prepare for them."
Mhm.
So that's going against them. Okay, Philly and the Rams.
Wow,
I
again.
did this one for Luke. I was like, you know what? All right, I'm gonna pick the Eagles here, because I've been dogging them for the last couple of weeks. I'm unsure what's going on with the Eagles. I don't know but I thought, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna pick the Eagles this week. I'm gonna go with it, and if they win, I'll go with them again right up until I think it's like week. I don't know. It's in the teens when they play the Niners, and then I'll have to go back. But that's where I stand.
Yeah. Philadelphia, like their last game, it was a close game. I didn't get to watch it, but it's a division game, right? And division games are completely different than anything else. I think Philadelphia comes in here and beats up on the Rams. I really do think Philadelphia is the number 3 team in the NFC. They don't look like Super Bowl Philadelphia, but they're still moving the ball well. They're putting up points. So the Rams are looking good too. But Philadelphia, I think they keep their undefeated record. They stay there with San Francisco as undefeated. So
Okay, Rob.
Okay, so yeah, I'm the only one on the Rams here. Look, there's a possibility that the wide receiver comes back.
Puka Nacua. Oh no, Cooper Cup.
Yeah, Cooper
Kupp.
Cup comes back. Then you've got Puka Nacua, Cooper Cup,
and Tutu.
And Tutu Atu.
and Tutu Atu with Matt Stafford throwing the ball there. Look, I'm gonna ride the Rams again this week.
Cooper Cup returned to practice and entered IR activation window for the Rams.
Yeah, I think he's got a window now, right? Like, I don't think that I think
He
what
can
I
play-
read.
Play week 5.
Yeah, but I don't think. Yeah, I think it's usually unlikely when they come off IR that they play that first week. I think it just opens the window, and then they've got 4 weeks, I think, to
21
So,
days.
yeah.
is it 21
Um,
days? Yeah.
Yeah, I think Cooper Cup is like Puka's just taking up the Cooper Cup targets. So I mean, Cooper Cup's obviously an amazing wideout and stuff like that, but I don't know.
Well,
I don't know if the offense gets extremely that much more dynamic with Cooper Cup back. I'm sure it. Like I think it'll still run the same. It's just the ball's getting thrown 15 times to Cup instead of 15 times to Puka Nacua.
this offense, okay, that's like saying with the Niners. No, there's a lot of targets to spread around here. I think anytime you add Cooper Cup to your offense, it gets better for sure.
Yeah, I think maybe he's getting more yak or something like that in those receptions.
Yeah, which
I
one of
don't
them?
know.
Who's their jump ball guy in LA? Because those two guys aren't jump ball guys.
With Tyler Higbee, maybe. I don't know.
Well,
Tight
he
end.
just got paid, right? Like he better
Yeah.
jump ball, but do they have
Van
a jump ball
Jefferson.
guy? Like
Van
Robert
Jefferson.
Woods was Van Jefferson, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
200 pounds. No,
6'1" isn't it? Yeah, that's not a dog for
well,
jump
you got to
balls,
remember
right?
who they've got there. They don't really have giants running around.
No, what I'm saying is that you've got 2 receivers that are playing the exact same style of ball, right?
Yeah,
Cooper
like I
Cup
think
and
they
Puka
look similar.
Nakua.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
they look like
yeah,
similar wideouts. They're getting,
now you're going to expect Puka Nakua to fill in another role, which he probably will, no problem. But they're missing that over the top threat. I think is what I'm trying to get at.
yeah, and I think that's kind of the point I'm making too. Is like that offense is designed to like get that Cooper Cup or that Puka Nakua open for those plays 15 times a game, not and it's designed for that one wideout. So if Cooper Cup comes in and he starts taking that, then that's fine. But Puka becomes the Tutu Atwell or whatever the guy's name is. Yeah.
Well, and that's what I guess what I'm saying is that like Cooper Cup's going to come in and teams are going to like teams right now. They're not playing Puka Nakua like they play Cooper Cup, right?
Yeah.
Like they're not planning for Puka. Puka's playing well, and I'm sure they're recognizing that. But when Cooper Cup comes, they're going to play Cooper Cup like Cooper Cup, like one of the best receivers in the league. And then the expectation is that Puka is gonna draw attention another way.
Yeah.
And I don't know that Puka is that guy. That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. Because I agree, and I think we're saying the same thing. It's just
I think
he's playing the
too.
same
Respect
ball
Rob.
as what Cooper is saying. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Moving on.
You can't double team
Yeah.
both of them.
Sorry, what was that, Rob?
You can't double team both of them, right? So somebody's open. Somebody's getting single team.
Yeah. I just think like the plays are
The
designed.
route
in a way
tree.
that-
The route tree, I think, is different. Like
Yeah.
you can't have two guys running the same route tree like that, right? So anyway, okay.
I don't know enough about offense. We'll see. We'll see
Yeah,
if he
they
comes
play
back and they
opposite
just
sides
go
of the
crazy.
field.
Look at this. The three of us went across the board
Well,
at
Denver's
Mile High.
bad.
At Mile High, we went across the board. We're gonna ride with yeah.
You know what? Zach Wilson,
Zach,
after I
we're right
watched him
back.
get that 2-point conversion, I'm sold
No, he's
until
terrible.
he blows it again. But the
Which would be
last
like
three
the first
quarters of
drive.
Zach Wilson that I've watched, he looked like a quarterback that I would want to cheer for. So
Do you want to play for the Vikings?
no, Kirk Cousins is a much better quarterback. But yeah, I Denver's also down there with those teams that we've been talking about, right?
Yeah.
Carolina, Chicago,
Yeah, like
Pittsburgh.
5th, 6th worst. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not a great team, and I mean the Jets, their defense is pretty good. It didn't look so great at the start of the Kansas City game, but they
It's
tightened
Kansas
it
City.
up and exactly. But Kansas City came out and scored, and you would hope that one of the better defenses in the league would be able to stop them.
Mhm.
And they ended up doing that going forward after the 17 points that Kansas City put up. But I think the Jets defense can carry this game even if Zach Wilson plays like old Zach Wilson. But if he plays like new Zach Wilson, this could be a blowout.
Yeah. First drive, Zach Wilson fucks it up, and either way, I picked the Jets because I don't think Denver's any better. I think Russell Wilson is done in the league. I think that I don't think he's got what he needs to take a team. I think Denver's going to be looking to draft a quarterback next year.
Brees Hall, Dalvin Cook, Garrett Wilson, Alan Zard, Randall Cobb. Pretty good offense. A lot of different roles filled there.
Mhm.
And look, I just think that Jets, as cliche as it is, they score more points than Denver in this game.
I agree. Okay.
This is a tough one. If Jeff is still around and listening to this,
Reg,
I'm
Kansas
sorry, Jeff.
City at Minnesota.
I did.
Oh boy.
I did pick the
Oh
Chiefs,
boy.
and the only way I see Minnesota winning this is they get out ahead and manage to stop the Chiefs in the first quarter, kind of thing. But teams usually can't do that. Our defense, not good. We're getting like last year in the playoffs, we got shredded by Daniel Jones. We can't stop the pass. Herbert threw 400 yards, 4 TDs. I can't even think of the other loss that we had, but it's not good. Mahomes is the best, hands down, the best quarterback in the NFL, and I think the Minnesota defense gets exposed. If for some reason they've tightened everything up, they like Harrison Smith looked great last week. Three sacks, forced fumble. If they can get to Mahomes, maybe they can pull something out. But as a Vikings fan, this is tough thinking that I'm going to go 1-4, and I think we have San Francisco in a couple weeks after that.
You do.
So it's not good in Minnesota land right now.
What do you got, Rob?
That other quarterback you're looking for that poured it on against Minnesota, Jared Goff, 330 yards.
Yeah. So another like relative bum.
Kansas City, Minnesota. Minnesota is not playing well. Kansas City puts up a lot of points. I just don't trust Minnesota to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair. You know what? This is one of those ones. I pick Kansas City because on paper, I think they're the obvious choice. I also went back and forth. This could be the Kansas City trap game, where Minnesota all of a sudden wakes up and everything works, and next thing you know, they've put they win the game by like, I don't know, 21 points, 17 points or whatever. Because Kansas City, they flubbed against the Jets. They got beat by the Lions. They're not scoring the way that
They're
the
not.
Chiefs
They're not putting up the
normally
48
score,
point
right? Like,
Chiefs
they're not-
games, but
they
I
don't
think this could be that game. Unfortunately, because the Minnesota defense is possibly it's probably almost the worst defense in the league.
Yeah.
They give up so much points. And I don't know if that's why the Minnesota offense, I think the Minnesota offense looks great because they score and they score a lot, but it's also because we end up either behind or, we're having 40 points scored on us by Jared Goff or
Right.
whatever he scored. I don't even know what it was, but it's it's tough. Like the defense is bad. It's bad. And I had high hopes when we got rid of Ed Donatel. I was like, yeah, here we go. But yeah, Kansas City isn't scoring as much. But I think their defense is tightened up too, right? Because most of the times the Kansas City games would be like
in the 20s,
42-30, 40, 49, 35, those kinds of games
and things like that,
where they were giving up a bunch of points too. But I don't think they've given up as many points as they did last year too. So it'll be interesting to see the Minnesota offense against that defense, and if the defense can stop Mahomes a couple times, they might actually be able to pull it out. But if I was betting, I'm betting on the Chiefs, unfortunately.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs. All right, here we go. Sunday night game. Oh yeah, here it is.
Yeah,
All right.
Jeff, going to be
Dallas
game of the week.
Oh
Yep.
my
Dallas
goodness!
at Niners on Sunday
Rob.
night. Yeah, the two of you, I lone wolfed on the Niners. Like, all right, and you would think that I was doing it because I was a homer, right? Like Niners fan or whatever. But, come on, man. Like, what do you guys? Go ahead. Tell me your story.
I think you are being a little bit of a homer here.
Yeah.
I don't think that Dallas isn't the team that can beat San Francisco. You put the two rosters up against each other. They look pretty similar.
I think these are the two best teams in the league.
Potentially your NFC Championship game right here, Dallas and San Francisco. It's a front runner for me, anyways, to be an NFC Championship game.
I agree, and I think this comes down to both defenses, and I think they both have excellent defenses. I think, however, CMC no TDs, Purdy 3 TDs, and Dak 3 turnovers. I think that's really what it comes down to is the turnover game, and I think Purdy has been very good with ball security. I have
no interceptions this year.
Yeah, perfect. If Parsons can get after Purdy, maybe rattle him and stuff like that.
He was non-existent in the
Last
in the playoff game.
Okay, yeah.
So
After watching Dak Prescott play last week, and I fucking hate Dak. I said this earlier.
I do too. Yeah.
He looked really, really, really good. Yeah, I think I have to think that Dak's experience can come in and possibly beat a tougher defense versus Purdy coming in and beating that tough Dallas defense. San Francisco, who have they beat this year? They beat the Steelers. Last week they were playing
They
2
beat
weeks
the
ago, the
Rams. They
Rams.
beat the Cardinals.
the Cardinals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
they beat
bunch
the
of
Cardinals
nobodies,
last week.
yeah.
So
A bunch of
Like,
nobodies.
it's not like, in my opinion, I don't think Dallas and San Francisco have beat like top tier teams, but this will be a really telling game to see who the champs of the NFC are right now. And yeah, like I said, I think it's a defensive battle, and I just think the experience, and I hate to say the experience of Dak Prescott, but I think he can go through those waters a bit better. And
Yeah.
going into San Francisco and winning would be stunning. So that's it.
Yeah. They would have had a chance if it was in Dallas. They don't have a chance in San
Oh.
Francisco.
You should have put a lock on this one.
No, like I'll tell you, I'll give you a couple of reasons. So first of all, everybody's still we're talking about week 5 now. Everybody is still talking about or coming up with reasons why what Brock Purdy is out there doing is not real. He's a rookie, he's untested, all that kind of stuff. Which just isn't true. If you go back and look at his stats, he's seen it. The thing is that the reason why Kyle Shanahan is one of the greatest offensive minds in the league is that he's probably been setting up this game for the last 4 games. So he's been giving Dallas something to look at that he wanted them to see, specifically so that he could game plan around it. He annihilated Micah Parsons in the playoff game. He was non-existent. I don't think that Christian McCaffrey will be used the way he has been used up to this point. I think the reason why he scored 4 touchdowns last week was to give Dallas something to work on. It's like the week before it was Deebo Samuel. It's somebody different every week. The beauty about this offense is that they're not selfish, none of them, and they just want to go out there and play. So I do believe that Brock, this is probably Brock's statement game. And yeah, I just don't think that, I don't believe in Dak. I never have believed in Dak. I think that he's one of the he's probably the most mediocre quarterback in the league and has been for many years. And I think the defense, I think Bosa gets home, and I think it's trouble for Dallas this week.
Yeah, I think.
So, who beats San Francisco then? Because nobody's going 17-0 this year.
Well, I'll move on to the next slide. You guys can talk about Green Bay and Las Vegas, and I'll come back to that. How's that?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, Raiders, Green Bay. I'm not sure if Jimmy G's back, but if he's not back, I actually think Aiden O'Connell can come and win this game. I think watching him play and going through his progressions and stuff like that, like he got murdered by Khalil Mack, but Khalil Mack murders most quarterbacks.
Not anymore. I thought he's kind of quiet these days, isn't
he? I think he does pretty good still. I don't know if Green Bay's pass rush might be able to get to him, but I think this kid's actually pretty good, and maybe they can get some running going with Josh Jacobs and pull out a win. And it's home game for the Raiders. Green Bay's traveling. Jordan Love looking okay. So yeah, I think it's a close game either way.
Yeah. Rob?
Jordan Love. Yeah, Jordan Love's playing all right. His numbers look good. It's a weird game. It's just I don't really have a whole lot on it, to be honest with you. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. Green Bay in Las Vegas. It seems like Las Vegas gives up home field advantage every time they have a team that can travel. So I think Green Bay walks in here. Jordan Love has the tools that he needs. He has the weapons at his disposal that he needs, and I don't even think this is a. This was my second choice as a lock, actually. So I think Green Bay wins this game, no problem.
All right, interesting.
Circling back to the Niner question, Eagles week 13. You've got the Ravens week 16, and you've got right now the Commanders week 17. Week 17 from week 5 is a lot of time. They could clean some stuff up, and they could be a serious challenge. And it's in Washington, that game. So those are the 3 games on the Niners schedule that I would be looking at. But I don't see them losing before the bye week, which is week 9. And then they have like Jacksonville, Tampa Bay, Seattle after that. The closest game that they're going to lose or a chance to lose is this Dallas game.
Yeah, Dallas is the best team to play them, and
Yeah.
that's what they match up pretty well top to bottom,
So-
really well with them, I think.
So what you're saying is because you're saying no team is going to go 17-0 if Dallas that Dallas has to beat them because they're the only team that can beat them. Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is Dallas's offense and defense is very similar. They've got a lot of playmakers on both sides of the ball, just like the Niners do. You're not going to be able to key in on one Dallas player. Tony Pollard is doing his thing. CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup goes over the top. There's a lot of weapons here, and
You're like
I
7
think
tight
this is a
ends.
team that can stay on pace with them, and they can score 40, 50 points if they have to.
Yeah. So that's the other thing. Dallas. I was just looking at the scores. Dallas and San Fran have both put up 125 points. Or sorry, San Fran's put up 125. Dallas has put up 124 on the year, which is a lot of points considering we're only 4 weeks into the game or into the season. Yeah, I really do think the Cowboys are the number 2 team in the league. I think San Fran's number 1, and I think the Cowboys are number 2. I think this is the two Titans battling it out. So we'll see. We'll see what it is, and if Dallas D can get going, then I think they can win. But yeah, this
We'll see.
Purdy's look good. Purdy's look good until he
Pretty good.
hurt his elbow, right? So I was
Purdy
on the Purdy train for
Yeah.
for the playoffs last year and everything, but the
Yeah.
other option is the Vikings could beat the Niners.
All right, let's go.
in
Come
2
on.
weeks.
Let's go.
Yeah. They could. Okay. All right. That's all we got for this week. Again, for those of you poor souls who sat through this nonsense, we appreciate your time. You can take your helmets off now and relax. We do appreciate you coming out. Don't be afraid to every one of you that's been watching right now, you all know how to get a hold of us. If you have any, suggestions, comments, questions, things like that you want us to cover off, please do. We're evolving as we go. I kind of like this. It's a chance to sit here and chat football. So hopefully you stick around and follow us through the season. And we'll see what we got next week when we come back. Otherwise, that's it for me. Reg, I don't know if you want to do the push the buttons and like the things.
Oh
and-
yeah.
Oh, hold on first.
Anyone-
Mama,
Oh,
we're coming
I've
for
got
some of
something.
that Thanksgiving turkey this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
We'll
looking
see you on the
forward to it.
weekend, Mom.
Yeah, all right, Mom. We'll see you soon.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Tell your friends, like, comment, subscribe. You can watch it on Spotify or listen to it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, I believe.
Yeah.
Probably
watch
the
it
next
live on
day, 'cause I have to
YouTube. You
upload it.
can, yeah, it's
And-
good. And you know what? Yeah, spread the word. I think after week 1, I feel week 2 now we're feeling better, and I think that
There we go.
now we have a chance to clean things up and make it better. to move forward. So yeah, stick around and enjoy the show. And I think it's almost time that we maybe bring somebody on to chat with us.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. If anyone would like to join for a chat, it's pretty easy to get in here. And Bobo coming in and saying Rob's gonna be 12-2 this week.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
You know, great minds think alike, but also silly people think alike as well. And I don't think you guys are even close. Rob will be at the bottom. We do need
Definitely.
a end of season bet, but
Yeah,
I
let
can't
us
see
know what you
Rob
think.
winning this week either, especially with all of his solo picks. But
It was 3.
Next week will be a dinger. We're going to pick who we think are our AFC, NFC champions. We'll talk about some awards, some rookie of the years, and some MVPs, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, come back, see us next week, and we'll throw some extra stuff in there.
damn, we're adding segments. I thought we were going to try to tighten this up more. We got to
Have
get
a safe
faster at
Thanksgiving
this.
weekend, folks.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving, and
Yeah, if
we'll
you're in
talk to you soon.
America,
Too bad.
Bye.
happy thanks, whatever.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.